I went to Berlin. I drove to Atlanta to catch the flight out of Atlanta because if I flew out of Birmingham, it was going to take me another 5 or 6 hours wait, and I didn't want to do that. So I drove to Atlanta. I stayed in the Holiday Inn Express, which let me tell you, fucking nightmare. As I checked in the room. My room was okay. I know the hallways smelled like pot because it's fucking Atlanta and it's by the airport. So I check into the room. Then I decide, well, I want something to eat. Now, here's the secret with Bretty. When I'm traveling, I often choose McDonald's. Why? Because, yes, they fucking suck, but they're consistent. They suck at the same plane level in every single country on the planet. You know exactly what you're going to get. So that's what I tend to do. So I get back on the elevator because I'm going to shoot down to McDonald's, get my, filet of fish, get my quarter pounder, whatever the hell. So I get on the elevator and there's this biker dude on the elevator. And I walk in, I press the button. I was like, hey man, how are you doing? Not good. My room smells like someone pissed in it. Well, someone probably did. My room does not smell like piss yet. What do you mean yet? Well, the night is young. And he looks at me like, holy shit. I get out. The last I saw of biker dude, he was having a very spirited conversation at the front desk. Because I like to push buttons sometimes. But the reason I'm telling that story, usually when I'm traveling, I turn on the TV and I turn it over to Comedy Central and I just watch South Park throughout my stay at the hotel. That's what I do. I pay attention to it sometimes, but it's my background noise because I love Cartman, okay? So they did not have Comedy Central. So I'm flipping through the channels and I land on one of my mortal enemies, Joel Osteen, the preacher down in Houston who drives Ferraris. That guy. Now, why is he a mortal enemy? Because God don't need your fucking money. Jesus actually said, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, unto God what is God's. That whole idea of tithing, that 10% comes from the book of Malachi. Old Testament, Old Testament. The New Testament fulfilled the Old Testament, meaning we don't have to follow the bullshit that's in the Old Testament. We don't sacrifice animals anymore. We don't have a sitting stool because we're not supposed to walk any more than 30 steps on a day. We can eat fucking shrimp if we want to, and pork. Why? Because pork chops taste good. Bacon tastes good. Well, sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie because I wouldn't know because I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfucker. All right, so.
Look at the big brain on Brett.
Exactly. I want you to reach in that bag and get out my wallet. Which one is it? It's one that says, what does it say? Something about bad motherfucker. That's my bad motherfucker. That's right. And I was watching Joel Osteen, and I made the mistake of actually watching him for a few minutes because I had never watched the guy. I had never listened to the guy. And let me tell you, yes, I believe he is absolutely going to split hell wide open if there is a hell, and he should. But what's the rule? The rule is that no matter what you say, as soon as you put the word but after it, it negates everything that comes before the word but. So I believe that the dude is a hypocrite. I believe that he uses people, but what he was talking about, I liked and I agreed with. He was taking a very psychological approach to the Bible. And he said, and this is one of the things, I truly believe this. He said that the only way that we grow as human beings, the only way we learn as human beings, it's not during those times when everything is going good for us. It's during those times of hardship and trouble. At those times is when we grow and develop as human beings. That's when we shine as humans. And I was watching that because that's truly what I believe. I don't think that we ever learn anything when times are good. It's when times are bad. If you want to know, me, I think that I have developed greatly as a human being because of going to prison, because of losing every single thing that I had, because of everybody that I thought that was a friend of mine was not, because of the abuse that I suffered as a child, because of the bad that I did to other people, and then understanding that bad and understanding the damage that I caused and feeling remorse because of that. It's those times that helped develop me as a human being, that helped me grow to the point today where I am introspective, where I am learning, and where I am anxious to know, the type of person that I am and why I do the things that I do and why I want to help my fellow man, not hurt my fellow man. It's those times of hardship that led to that. And Osteen was talking about that. So that's the art of accountability today, that you're not going to develop and grow as a human being when times are good. It happens during those times that are bad. And Osteen points out in what I was watching, he points out that, when it's happening, you ain't seeing that. You're just going through hell at that point in time. But looking back, those are the points when we have an opportunity to grow. And what's really funny is I was watching I don't really watch TikTok that much anymore, but I was going through TikTok and I started to get a couple of videos that alluded to the same thing. One of them was, it mentioned that, and it was Denzel Washington that was talking about it. God doesn't put hardships in your way unless he wants you to grow. And if you've got just an outstanding good life, that's probably the devil that's fucking with you, making sure that everything's fine so that you don't grow at all. So I just wanted to point that out, that, hardship, those bridges of troubled water, that's the point when we shine as human beings and we grow, and we need to understand that. So bear with it, weather the storm, come out the other side, and see what you've learned from what happened. My name is Brett Johnson. This is the Brett Johnson Show. If you guys don't mind, hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends about it, your enemies. We try on this show these days is about doing the right damn thing, about becoming a better person, about going through those problems that we've went through. I was thinking before I recorded and I've said this in regards to Monroe Myers, Ted Durbin, myself, if people like us can turn our lives around, and we have, if people like us can do that, everyone can do that, because we were absolutely, on that downward spiral, and most people never thought that we would be able to do that. Yet we were blessed with the opportunity to do that, and we did. We took that opportunity, and I'm telling you that if you can do that, if we can do that, that anyone can do that. I was thinking about my grandfather, Paul Campbell. He was not a good human being. He was not. He was somewhat crazy. He was very abusive. He was very violent. But what happened with that man is he ends up getting cancer. And when he gets cancer, he turned his life around completely. He became an entirely different person. He worked to help people at that point in time. He became a very kind individual. Probably the last 9 months of his life, he really was a very good human being. And I think about, we're talking about the Bible today. I think about that and how the Bible says that it's never too late to become a good person, to turn your life around, to come unto God. All right, and come into God's bosom, I think is what it refers to. That's something that I think that we need to remember, that it doesn't matter where you are in your life. It does not matter. It is never too late to do the right damn thing, to turn your life around and become that good person. It's never too late to do that. It's never a straight line. You'll always backslide to some degree, but as long as you're continuing forward, overall, you will get there. And it's not an easy path. It's not. But let me tell you, it is 100% worth it. All right. So if you guys don't mind, share this, share the show with other people. Subscribe to it. Let me know what you would like to hear about. Let me know what you like and what you don't like. I absolutely read everything. I respond to most everything that I can, and I appreciate you guys taking the opportunity, the time to tune in, and the time for feedback. I truly appreciate that.